the new moons, or just one of them, and kind of pull some cards for the whole month. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to pull some cards and just kind of see what this energy is calling. And I dropped a whole bunch on the ground. Okay, so these are the first two. Okay, so this is a collective reading. Please take what fits and leave what doesn't. But right now you're blossoming. I just did a love reading. You might be interested in that if you're single. It's a single love reading about a situationship, but I just talked about blossoming, and I was tuning in to this collective of divine feminine that are just blooming right now. You do need to have some patience with yourself. I just feel like there's this anticipation of these visions that you've been having for a while that are now just coming to the surface, and they are literally just super beautiful. Like your expression is beautiful. Everything about you, you might notice that people are staring at you right now and they can't take your eyes off of you, or they want to come over and talk to you because you're just blooming. You have this glow from the, like all the work you've done on the inside, all of the holy temples that you worked with, all of the chakra work, it's blooming from the inside out. Now, please understand that medicine woman's here. So this is a few things. This is in need of healing. Okay. But you are healing yourself. Creator's working with you to heal you right now. That unconditional love we come from, but you're also a weaver. This means that you are a master of all the elements. Lightning might be really significant and important to you. Water, earth, air, everything. But also Ishel is like, it's about Mayan origins and Mayan past lives, and that you actually can, move the weather. Okay, and so there's different dances and ceremonies and things that you can do, but if you really resonate with being a weaver, loving all the elements, being a master of many of the elements, or having a relationship with all the elements, this is definitely for you. This is also like talking about if you read the ley lines of the earth. So the earth is like a huge computer in a way, and it also has a soul, a heartbeat, it has chakras, but chakras are even just energy centers. They're almost the computers of spirit, and so you can actually read the archives in them, just like Akashic records, and so you can actually tap the collective I'm talking to. And if you don't know this about yourself yet, and you found this reading, this is for you also, and this is activating within you, is to be a weaver, is to be able to harness and know about and wield the different elements, because that's part of the evolutionary process of us taking back the earth. We're going to be able to purify the earth, the pollution, the detriments humanity has brought to it through our own use of the elements. But you also can read the ley lines of the earth. You can tap in. So when you're out on trips, or you're out on drives, or you just go camping or out in nature, try to read the memory of that area. If you have psychic sight, you're going to be able to see things like a movie of what happened in those spots, in those areas. You can connect down in, if you can see the tendrils of light that go all through your body, your holy essence, you can actually grow those out, and you can bring them down into the earth and plug into the earth. If you've ever seen Avatar, when she walks and everything's lighting up, it's because her energy, her essence, is speaking to the earth, and we have that capacity too. We just can't see it light up like that anymore because we've lost our sensitivity to it. We've even lost our purity from the chemicals and things that go in our body, right? But you have that, you're cultivating that right now, or you already are aware of it, and it's going to be deepening for you. But that's what this is a sign of. But there's also a sign of healing, because right now there's massive layers of a transcendence going on in the planet, right? And that's why I wanted to pull these cards and kind of get some guidance on that, because we are actually transcending to such a level that there's all kinds of layers going on. So first of all, there's new people that are waking up, and when they get angry, when they get jealous, when they have any kind of intense emotion, they're actually sending out what's almost like a psychic flu, and we're actually catching those more easily. Then there's other people that have been playing with this, whether it's on the dark side or the light side, and they are kind of like attacking each other. There's people that, you've heard me talk about this before, that live off siphoning, energy vampiring. That's all they've known. Their whole bloodlines know that. That's how they survived the dark ages. And we're all being taught not to do that anymore. So light workers are coming into their boundaries, they're coming into their power, they're coming into their worth, and they're not being as people pleasing and as martyry anymore. So this is the collective that I'm talking to. And in doing that, other beings that are working in, say, maybe a more negative aspect, because our souls are still always pure no matter what, so we still always have good, but maybe they're just used to working that negative aspect. They are still going to try to siphon, they are still going to try to attack, and it's almost going to be amped up because you're so glowy right now. It's like, ooh, juicy, right? Like the light calling moths and things like that. Not that moths are inherently bad, so I'm not saying that, but like we're gonna call all kinds of bugs to the light, right? And so it's going to be this kind of little thing going on that is meant to strengthen you. So energies, people can be attacking you and trying to siphon from you, trying to take from you, trying to take your beauty, trying to take your health, trying to take your wealth, but you're saying no more. And what's ending up happening is that person's going to get a lesson that they don't actually need to take from people, that we can share energy without taking other people's life essence, right? But also the reason that you are so susceptible to some of these attacks, but then other times you could be around hundreds of people in a day and not be attacked at all and not have anyone touch your energy, is because these people were contracted with you to teach you different things about your energy field. They would not be able to get into your energy. Like they're intelligent. They've worked with energy before, just like you. They're going to know more than the average person. So they're going to be able to come in and still try to get your energy because they are powerful in their own right. And they are going to show you the weak spots in your own field. Where are you still holding self-loathing? Where are you still holding self-doubt? Where are you still holding on to disempowering beliefs? Are there still traumas looping in your cells that you didn't let go of? You know, like the book, The Body Keeps the Score. You are holding things in your body that are being called to be released. I've shown another book, I can't see it right now. It's like called Etheric Anatomy, I believe. I showed another book in a couple of my readings. Like that's a really good book to go through right now. And then if you know how to track beliefs through theta healing, and if not, I can work with you. I do one-on-one sessions. All the links will be in the bio. You can email me and me and my team will set you up, but you can work with that and you can start to clear out anything that's coming up for you. So if you're having any kind of body related issues, look at what chakras that body part is aligned with, and then check in with yourself and start to find some of these books. Theta Healing, Digging for Beliefs is a really good book. The Theta Healing books is always my favorite. Etheric Anatomy, I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. That's a great book to show you what kind of things are coming up in your system, because you might still be having power struggles with authority. You might still be people pleasing in some places but not in others. You might have confidence in some places and not in others, and then it's showing up through dynamics and childhood traumas you might need to heal, or just long-standing past life traumas that you need to be healing. And then these are speaking immediately about the fairy realm and about Mayan, right? And so these lotus kind of flowers might be really significant to you. I also did see a video the other day on Instagram about this pyramid. I think it's called Isha, or Isha Chetsni, with energy coming out of it. It was pretty wild, so I don't know if you can find that, but it's pretty beautiful. Okay, so these were the cards that fell on the ground. So Una Easy does it. So this is a second confirmation of patience. Like, okay, so that healing I just talked about, like you might be having injuries right now, you might be having things come up and you're like, I'm never sick. I never have these healing things. I've worked so hard on my spiritual path. I don't understand what's going on. It is because your chakras are realigning, they're balancing, and they're calling for you to call all of your power home and all of your power back at all layers. You want a sharp mind in the sense that you know how to surrender your mind to divinity, but you also know how to use it as a visualization tool to call in what you want and to visualize what it is that you want, and to be like absolute in that and have such clarity in your vision no matter what's going on in your outer environment, and the capacity to be in both, the capacity to work and act and move forward and live your daily life and be here as a human, but then also still be able to visualize what it is that's incoming or what it is you want, or even using your psychic sight to read your environment, to give you information to course correct as you go, or to just download information. A lot of you, that's, what do we have? Claircognizance, clairsentience. That's clairsentience? Why can't I? Clairvoyance? I'm confused about it right now. It's fine. Anyway, so your mind is like when you channel things through your mind, okay? I'm pretty sure it's claircognizance. So when you channel things through your mind, that could be one of your channels. I channel things first through my gut because I'm an empath, but because I worked on that empathic ability, I have my clairvoyancy and I can see. And I can see things as I download them. Just like I talked about reading the ley lines, you can actually read your Akashics and you can actually see living mini movies of what happened. My therapist was working on me the other day because I'm having some of these chakra issues that I even talked about. And as he was working on me, I could see what was trapped in my cells, and then I could surrender it to divinity to release it so that I heal faster. Right? And so this is the kind of stuff calling for you, and you got to work with it within your own gift range. Like your gifts might not be the same as mine. It might not show up the same way as mine. You might just feel into that story. You might not have to see it. Okay. The other thing is you're really sensitive right now. So it's really important to avoid chemicals, harsh relationships, harsh environments. Like right now, I've just been really called to eat a lot of vegetables when before I was eating a lot of protein. I think I was like rice and chicken all winter, and that was that was good for me. I liked that. But like now it's time to do vegetables, and I've been doing like smoothies, and I've just been wanting fruit, and like the weather's getting warmer, so cooler things, right? I've also still wanted soups for rain, but just kind of following your intuition on what is nourishing and what you're craving, as long as it's good and healthy for you. Because remember, we can always crave bad things too. And if anything's like attached to us or influencing us, we could be craving bad things from that as well. So just something to keep in mind. But as your sensitivity increases, your capacities increase, your other senses increase, and you won't respond to things the same way you used to. So don't be surprised or scared if things start to leave your system, like you don't like the same kinds of foods, or the things that used to nourish you or comfort you don't comfort you anymore. It's like, allow that to happen, because your sensitivity is a gift. It's a barometer. It's going to tell you when something's good or bad for you. It is going to help you connect divinity to the physical world, and it's going to help guide you even more powerfully and strong. And then that's another thing about this right now, is like really standing in your power, really allowing yourself to validate yourself, really moving from your own inner wisdom and your own inner guidance, not so that you have conflicts with other people, but that you can retain and build out the vision that you're meant to build out, because that is going to help the world in a very specific way, and it's coming through us very, very strongly right now. And like I said, all of these readings are timeless. As soon as you get them, my soul is giving a transmission to your soul, and it's activating these things inside of you, but it's especially potent if you get it tonight on this full moon, okay? Really watch like the frequencies you're putting in your body, really watch like the media. I know like these times when I've been working with myself, with clients in private practice, like we're just really discombobulated. We feel like we're not ourselves right now, and it's like all the things that used to calm or soothe just aren't really doing it anymore, and that's just and then there's irritation, or there can be agitation. So really tune in, tap into your tools, get some insight. Like all of this is saying, just be patient. Like when you are in a quantum energetic portal, or like imagine you're that butterfly and you're in that ooze, you're not going to be thinking clearly, right? Like you're not going to be thinking straight. You are in a gel state, because everything is still landing from you, and everything you don't need is being stripped off of you. So it's just not the time to make really big decisions. Like write things down that you want to do and move into them very slowly, when you have a very peaceful knowing of like a hell yes come upon you, okay? Those two cards had fallen out. And so you have Damara. You could do white chara chants. That's going to be really helpful for you, working with the fairy realm. So getting a lot of flowers in your house, in your home, when you're outside talking to animals. You know, if you see litter, picking up for animals, it's going to help you connect to the fairy realms, and the fairy realms will really help you get through this, because they just give a lot of blessings to people who are kind to nature. And maybe that's part of your purpose, is that you're a voice for nature, and you're a voice for all the beings that don't have a voice. Lotus flowers are really significant here. And then like white tara, you can meditate on white tara. There's all kinds of chants on white tara. Those are really going to help you right now to just bring your frequency into harmony, into alignment. And I'm really excited on this reading. I have a lot of energy, but it's really pinpointed. It's really focused. It's really clear. So this collective really knows what they're doing and where they're going. But there needs to be some more peace in it. There's like, don't worry so much. And if you can, really try to play, really try to have fun, really try to romanticize everything that you're doing, especially when you're working with your inner children, which I can see this group of collective, you already are. And then some of the collective, there's some blind spots that you need to keep working on with this. So, and then also this card also just talks about maybe you already work with children. So maybe children are coming into your world in one way, or maybe you're really close with your nieces and nephews. Maybe you're going to be pregnant soon. Maybe you already are pregnant. And if so, congratulations. Maybe you're moving into some sort of like daycare work, and you're bringing that divinity and that love and that light and that protection around children. Or maybe this is your call to do that, right? But then working with your inner children, so making sure that anything that arises and comes up, that you were actually talking to yourself, really in connection with like, when did this happen? How old was I? What does this inner child need from me? How can I reparent her? Or how can I give her the things that she didn't get at that age, or he didn't get at that age, right? And so that's really important right now. That's been coming up in a lot of readings. Working with our inner child helps us to stop self-abandoning. And then what happens, especially if you're single, this is really important work, because if you're single, whether you resonate as a divine masculine, divine feminine, doesn't matter your gender, if you are single and you are not working with your inner children, you are abandoning yourself. You will have a tendency to people please. You will not be able to say yes and no when it matters. You will be afraid to rock a boat, and you will be more likely to end up in a situationship if you are not working with your inner children, because they will be running the show in the background behind you. And sometimes our inner children will really want love, because they are love. They are beings of love. And if we don't teach them, like unteach them what we learned in society, maybe from toxic patterning we watched our parents interplay into, or even us practicing in toxic relationships from staying too long, from being a people pleaser, or from just really not understanding love and just staying way too long in a toxic situation, our inner children will try to repeat that, or they'll be in anxiousness, and they'll be, goodness, the cards keep falling out today. They'll be in anxiousness, and they'll be sabotaging your relationship as you try to move forward. And there'll be really immature relational patterns, or the way that you respond and react to people. And you won't be able to find a mature mate, because a divine masculine is going to be a mirror. They are going to call out, or a divine feminine, whatever you resonate to. Your divine counterpart is going to call out all of the things within yourself that you're not seeing in a really strong way. They are going to have their own opinions. They are going to have their own life. They're going to value that. And you're going to come together and complete that. It won't be a compromise of who you are, right? And it's easier not to compromise who we are if we understand ourselves at the deepest layers and levels. And we have worked with our inner children to work on all the different needs that we might have had, right? Anytime that a challenge arises now, I literally go inside myself. I have like a little inner temple for my inner children, and I teach my clients to do this as well. And you go there and you work with that inner child, you work with your higher self, you work with your guardian angels, and everyone reparents that child the way they needed it most, and then also gives it unlimited resources to do and express different artistic abilities and talents that it didn't get at that age. And it's so nourishing, and some of the most healing, meditative healing work that you can do with yourself. All right, so let's look. I got some animal cards for us. Okay, so remember, you're working with Irene, peace, Unag, again, that's that Celtic, Damara, working with children, working with your inner children. That's that fairies again, though. Fairies is very high in this reading. And remember the elements, you're working with the elements. And so when you work with all the elements, you're learning to be a powerful, powerful manifester. So if in the past you haven't been able to manifest very well, it was probably because you're approaching your spiritual practice as a more mental level thinking, as opposed to a feeling embodied experience. So this is what this card also means. You're coming to embodied experience. When you come to embodied experience, or right before you manifest everything that you want, you get really freaking sensitive. It gets like, it's like a pendulum swing. Like you just get so crazy on one side, but then it balances out. So don't worry, don't fear. Be nice to yourself. Allow yourself to be human. I can see a lot of you are really focused on your health, but like, it's okay to eat some pasta once in a while. It's like okay to fall off the wagon, you know, or if you're dealing with some of those injuries I talked about, like you're going to get back on track. You won't be in this state forever. We're just going through such a huge purge and transcendence that this is the kind of balancing of that. Okay. Okay. So we got some animal spirit cards. Hi, sweet girl. Cats might be significant. My cat has come up to the reading and blessed us with her beautiful presence. Okay, so we have hummingbird spirit. Hummingbird spirit is, again, in the Mayan totem. It's one of the, I think it represents the north side, if I'm not mistaken. It's just about finding your voice. It's about finding your beauty. It's about finding your expression. And it's all about just really knowing what satiates you, really knowing your direction, having your home life settled. So if that hasn't happened for you, you're either in the midst of it and you can see it's birthing for you, or you're just getting into it and you're going to enjoy it now. Now, some of you might be in that middle state where you couldn't really enjoy it before. Maybe you came out of like scarcity or poverty even, and then now you're coming into way more abundance. It's really hard for you to just like trust it. Like, is this normal? Like, trust it. You're okay. Relax. Remember all the times that you didn't think you could make it, or all the times that you thought like you had a tower moment and you thought that that was the it for you, and that creator delivered and come through. That's what the hummingbird is reminding you of. Like, you made it, you did it. All of your hard work is paid off, and you are allowed to relax in this. Like, don't collapse into it. You know, check yourself anywhere that doesn't feel safe. Again, maybe that inner child bird, excuse me, confirmation bird comes up here. But really understanding that you just be in this present moment, enjoy it, see the beauty, see your own beauty, be able to sit in that with humility and with grace, you know, and just allow yourself to receive, allow yourself to value, allow yourself to be there. Okay, so then we have grasshopper spirit, take a leap of faith. So honestly, to me, this is like taking a leap of faith and believing yourself. This is about leaps of faith right now, believing in creator. A lot of us, we've been through a lot of karma front loading, and we didn't want creator to surprise us that much. Like, we just wanted to know what was coming. We wanted to somewhat be in control and somewhat see our way forward. And right now that's being taken away from you. You are not allowed to just fully be in control right now. You are meant to walk in faith. Like, anytime you feel scared, just keep affirming, like, creator has my back. Creator is unfolding the best and highest good. Everything is always working out in my favor, especially when I can't see it. And I'm releasing the attachments of my mind. I believe that creator will deliver me the best, most beautiful vision for my life, and it's safe for me to let go. Okay, butterfly, I talked about butterfly oozing before, so we are in that transcendence, that transformation. We're all in like a collective cocoon, and we're in an individual cocoon, and there's so much transcendence going on right now. Like, what I keep seeing is that we're like in these like rainbow holographic light tunnels, and we're just being like discombobulated and readjusted and perfected in such a way. But what that means is we are in somewhat of a vulnerable state. Now, this energy protects us, but there's still going to be other entities and energies that don't want us to wake up and don't want us to have our powers back. So they're going to come in and try to attack. Right? And then as things are stripped away from us, so things that might have been already trying to latch onto us or glob onto us or battery and siphon off of us, those are going to be being released, and those energies are going to try to come back in because now they lost their source of supply. And so there's all these layers of different things going on. And then if your chakras are clearing, which is happening in this quantum rainbow tunnel, we'll call it, it's just like a state that you're in, but don't be afraid. Like, you are taken care of. Nothing is permanent in this world at all, but especially in your experience right now, in the sense of like all the bad is being stripped off of you. You've worked so hard, some of you, and I can feel that impatience of like, oh my God, like I'm not doing any more. And you're like, why is there another dark night of the soul? Like, what do you mean? Like, I get it, but just keep trusting, keep holding the faith, expressing your glow, expressing your beauty, relaxing, being present right now, and then just strip away. If you don't feel good, if you're having trouble grounding, like, it might be the chemicals, it might be toxins that you need to strip away. Like, check your skincare, check your cosmetics, check your food. Like I said, I'm doing vegetables this next few days and bone broth, right? So like, just check what it is that you need and nutrient wise, and like try to give yourself that. Maybe like if you haven't chanted before, I was talking about the white Tara, maybe it's a time to work with white Tara and chant. But all of these energies is just like this beautiful patience and peace, and like love, and like even, oh yes, this is, thank you, Tamara, the inner child stuff, she's talking about also just finding that passion and finding that love of like when you were a kid and just like on fire for the world and so excited to go out and do things. Like, that energy is, if it's not here right now, it is coming back for you, and it's already glowing out of you. That's part of where your glow is coming from. It's like you've cleared off all this excess energy and baggage that you're not carrying anymore. You're not carrying around a bunch of burdens, and as things come up or as challenges arise, you're literally alchemizing them like magic, and it's just like fuel to make you more beautiful, fuel to make you stronger, fuel to make you more wealthy. Like, it's amazing, your energy right now. I'm so excited reading this energy for us. Okay, a new romantic cycle begins. Adjustments are required. So that's new moon in Libra, third quarter moon, waning moon. What do you need to release? And so I talked about that earlier. There's an automatic release going on right now from the universe. Anything that's blocking us from love, anything that was lying to us about our own identity, any projections that we may have taken on into our identity from others that was untrue about us, all of that's being stripped away right now. And it's really just time to lean into that release. And so lean into, like I said, if you're going through some illnesses or chronic things, where is that in your body? What chakras are that attached to? Are there some things that you can do, some forgiveness work that you can do, or even just calling in creator and saying like, I surrender this to you. I don't want to feel this pain anymore. Show me how, like, mentor me and show me how to let go of this. How can I become the best, most powerful version of myself, right? Those are great prayers to have. There are adjustments that are required, and you can adjust as you go. You can adjust your vision. You can adjust your eating. You can adjust how you dress. You can adjust how you express yourself. You might want to leave certain situations, relationships, jobs, and then a new romantic cycle begins. So for some of you, again, this collective reading, justice, divine justice is coming in. I'm seeing this again now for everyone, but like romantic cycles can be like a romanticization of your own life, where you're just falling in love with your own soul and with your own life, and maybe you're really happy with that. There are some of us who are really happily single and know that like a divine union partnership will come in when that divine timing is right, and that we are in the pressure cooker right now being prepared for that. And then there's others of you that it's going to deepen the romantic cycles that you are in with your divine union and your spouse right now. And then there's other ones of you that it is literally talking about like the romanticization of everything that you're doing. And then what that is like when you come into such a union with Creator that you don't have like specific times you meditate, specific times you pull cards, specific times to be with Creator, where Creator just pours love through every single thing you're doing, and you feel this like joy and gratitude, and like you're almost making love with all of life because love is pouring through you into everything. And it's actually crazy right now. I have a lot of clients and friends and like even myself going through like, we have been through such dark things, this collective I'm talking through, like things we would never wish on anybody because we have good hearts. And then there's people who are just so miserable and they're so locked into what they're doing. But this is also part of that transcendence and that evolutionary cycle that they are going to be unlocked. But it's like, they can't believe that your happiness is real. And then like, it's so crazy that you can go through such darkness and then just be cracked open to such light that you understand that happiness is a choice, and then you just keep choosing joy. And that when you are sourcing from Creator, when you're connected to divinity, to your angels, to your guides, to the holy essence of love and pure unconditional source light that we come from, that just emanates and pours through you. So even if you're in pain, even if you're having a bad day, even if you're miserable, even if something quote unquote bad happens, you're almost neutral about it, but then you're also just love pours through you, love and joy and happiness, right? And I think for some of you, you're getting irritated that you're like, I can choose love and I've been through way worse than you. Like, you wouldn't be able to handle a minute in my life. Like, why are you so miserable? Or because you're getting some backlash from people like saying like, oh, you've had it so good, like your life must be so perfect, and you're getting a lot of envy and jealousy and evil eye and stuff, because that's what happens when your glow expands. But don't worry, divine justice is coming in, it's protecting you. Try to just let that stuff go. People also right now, because you have such strong boundaries, people are going to come in and try to siphon, or they're going to try to take some of this energy. And then when they see that they cannot take it from you, they are going to, oh, it's not, I'm rooted in God, sweet one. Yeah, so, yeah, it's like, I don't know, you're just like, you're not understanding why people don't want to choose to be happy. And then you're also not understanding the envy and the jealousy, because you're like, I have, like, no one would want to have walked in my shoes. No one would want to have done and gone through what I went through. But you're also standing in the, like, I'm going to value myself. I'm going to show that I'm strong enough. I'm going to show that I walked this path and it was worth it for me. And I'm going to stand in divine pride, proud of myself. And I'm going to receive now. And I'm going to know my value, and I'm going to know my worth. And it is okay if other people don't choose to be where I am, but I'm not going to let them drag me down anymore either, if that makes sense. So you are good enough. See, that's that value I was just talking about. I didn't even look at that card when I was holding it. So Virgo energy might be really important to you. Virgo season might be really important to you. Libra season, so there might be really new romance might be coming in the fall. Your value, your confidence is going to fully land, and you're just going to have a really, really great Libra and Virgo season. The winter is going to be really abundant for you as well. Right now, you're just supposed to enjoy and have pleasure in life. Okay, let's pull some dragon cards. So I love dragons. Dragons are such beautiful energies to work with. I actually don't believe that we had dinosaurs. I believe we just had a dragon era and they just tried to hide it from us, but one day. I'll be able to prove so many things I can see in the Keshiks, right? But so you have the water dragon here to help you easily flow around obstacles. Christ light and love are flowing. Develop your psychic abilities, go with the flow. So dragon magic is really, really good because you can actually just pray for orbs. They actually blow out coding in their frequencies, and they can actually blow bubbles and orbs of protection and like divine armor of God and Christ consciousness energy and like Jesus armor and all of that on you. And then water codes is another call to master water. So you're probably mastering your emotions right now. Make sure you pray over your water, that you speak over your water. I like to imagine my water is mixed with Christ consciousness energy, and I will pray and then allow it to cleanse and wash me off quite often. You can do this over baths. You can do this over any natural body of water, praying over it, praying for its purification, praying for its health. That's also really good. And then other things I was thinking of, like, so anytime you're out, there's calls to prayer. So like I seen one of those red hands the other day in Canada here. There's like the Indigenous have those red hands for the murder victims there. And I prayed for them. Like, and then you can also ask the angels to go around and open light tunnels at any unmarked graves of any victim or survivor of trauma or anything like that, that maybe their souls are trapped on this realm and they want to go to other realms. So those are really powerful prayers. And that's part of doing our light work in the everyday. And it's not light work that anyone will ever see, but it helps so much. And my angels have been talking to my clients, myself, about this too, about like all the work that we're doing on our own when no one is watching, that is helping the collective so much. So keep anchoring that love and never give up and never think that your contribution means nothing, because the way you're living your life is so powerful and it is so needed on this planet. Okay, so let's do air and fire dragon, and then dusty pink dragon from Andromeda. So I think that's kind of crazy that we have an etheric dragon, so a spirit dragon. We have air and fire and water. So again, almost all of the elements, right? But I'm doing a physical reading, so that to me is earth. So again, it's that weaver energy. It's about working with all the elements, really getting acquainted with them so that you can birth your visions on earth right now. Like if you don't like your life, you have so much power to change it, right? I'm not saying it's easy. If it was the easy path, everyone would do it. The easy path is what's locking and trapping people here right now, is because people are, the work is hard. It's hard to be in your emotions. It's hard to be in your energy. It's hard to track your shadows. But once you do it, it's the most rewarding thing ever. And your body's not meant to be sick. So you reclaiming your power to heal and be healthy, there's nothing like it. It's actually indescribable until you experience it yourself. Like all I have is words, but your psychic abilities are developing. So you're going to notice that your dreams are stronger than ever. If you already had psychic capacities, they're going to go to the next levels. If you're just developing them, which we did talk about at the very beginning of the reading, really understanding which ones are coming in. Sometimes you get them in through your thoughts. Sometimes you get them in through hearing. Just things around your environment will trigger whole downloads of memory and whole downloads of energy. Energy is information and motion. And then you can also have clairvoyant sight. When your sight opens, sometimes you see things that you don't want to see, dark things, evil things, but just remember, nothing is more powerful than love. Call on Jesus, call on Archangel Michael, call on Mary Magdalene, call on Kuan Yin, call on Isis, call on Mother Mary, and all of them will help and protect you and guide you. And you don't have to have the dark things close to you in any way, but you also don't need to shut your sight down. So don't forget that as you're opening it. Also, please remember that a divine being of creator, because we come from love, it will never ask you to harm yourself or another. It will never ask you to hurt yourself or another. So that is very powerful, and never ever forget that. Okay? Any of these beings, all of these beings are angels of creator. These are all spiritual beings that lived exemplary lives. And creator shows up to us however it is that we need. That's why there's so many different paths to religion, but we're all going to the same mountaintop. Okay, so air and fire dragon expands your creative energies. Harness your creativity, excitement, and enthusiasm. Communicate your passion. So some of the agitation, if there's aggression, if there's irritability inside of you, sometimes that's the call to create. Maybe you just need to sit down and write out your business ideas. Maybe you need to actually draw them out. Maybe you need to make some business plans. Like, creativity comes in all kinds of forms. You know, maybe it's for you cooking. Maybe it's just like a unique business that brings people joy and love, right? And maybe it's making a meal for friends, but really understanding what your creative energies are and just letting them flow through you. And I feel like you're going to really bring your divinity through you this month in such a way that it's going to change your financial situation. I've been talking about this now for almost a year. There's an energetic wealth transfer going on the planet. And so all of these beings that have been in love and have been through it in their past lives, all the way to now that they've been dropped in stagnant bloodlines, we're getting transfusions of wealth from divinity so that the darkness can't hold that energy and that money anymore, and that they can't hoard all the resources and harm our planet and harm us and harm the people. It's starting to transfer into us, and the light workers that have the containers, the vision, the clarity, that are balancing out their masculine and their feminine within them so that they have the strength and the boundaries and the capacity to hold wealth, and they have the strength, the power, the capacity to create new things on the planet. That is happening right now, and you can tap into that by creating those containers. What's your vision? If you weren't afraid, what would you create here? If you had unlimited resources, what would you create? Start to build those containers, start to build those visions, and then let go of the how. If you tell the universe what it is you want and you're very clear about it, the universe will bring it to you. Right? I've talked about this in many other readings, but some light workers it's hard for them to be really clear. It's hard for us to see the massive misuse and abuse of resources on this planet and then think we want to join that. Well, we don't have to join it, but we can wield those in a different way. We can forge new paths, and that's what you're being called to do. And that's what the air and fire dragon are helping you to do, and it's going to be linked with your psychic capacities, and psychic capacities is your channels to source. It is a direct line to creator. As long as you are pure in heart, you are going to be connected to creator of all that is. And like I told you, anything that is creator of all that is or divinity will never ask you to hurt yourself or another. It's always love. We are here to love and serve each other. And so if you that's how you know it's pure. If it's not pure, that's okay. You sometimes just need to clean out channels or siphonings or attachments, and you just got to call in more love and say, like, point at it, be like, that doesn't seem clear. I need a clear channel to pure source love light. Okay. Okay, so Dusty Pink Dragon from Andromeda prepares all the chakras to embody higher love, accept and radiate higher love, touch others with its flame. So I was talking about this in the reading about how as you make a energy, it's so funny, I can't even make it up. Like as you embody more of a relationship with creator of all that is, and like however you call a higher power, okay, whatever you call higher power, I believe we came from love. I believe that my main religion is loveism. We came from love. And as you embody a higher power into your physical vessel and your physical being, you are going to let that love come out and touch everything. You don't need to necessarily have a spiritual vocation. You don't need to open a healing center and a retreat center, although massive amounts of people need that right now, especially the divine masculine is waking right now. There is a need for more men's retreats and more healing, and maybe that's something that you can facilitate. Men waking up, men being able to feel their emotions, men having language and capacity for their emotions and communications, men having channels for the violence and understanding there is a purpose to violence and that we do need to stand for what's just and what's true. And we can't just be so neutral that we don't stand for anything and we just allow everything to go on, because there is darkness on the planet. There is things that we don't want to keep allowing to have happen on the planet, and we need the men to rise up in all of that. We need them to be able to process the trauma looping that they're going through, because anyone who's chosen to be a man on this planet or resonates with the divine masculine, they're going to have gone through a lot more past lives where there was maiming or violence or wars or death or bloodshed, right? And their trauma looping is way more extreme than a person who chose to be a feminine. Just letting you know. Okay, we have green Tara now, so white Tara and green Tara, so you might really be called to work with Tara right now, but you're really, I love these cards because these are the last ones I'm going to pull. My soul informs every step I do when I do what my heart compels me to do. So just really living from your heart, but also letting your soul inform you and letting your head and your heart be combined together, so that you're not just open to everything and you're not taken advantage of. And like, people are of course going to let you down, and of course lead with love. And I do believe love protects us, but there has to be a point where you also are seeing how someone is expressing their ego, and you are also able to say no. And you are also able to just say no and to stop something, and then maybe pray for that person and allow them to learn their own lessons without letting them overtake from you or be a martyr to you, or you to be a martyr to them rather. Pope Joan, the pontiff of possibilities. The possibilities are limitless because my soul is limitless. So you are actually in such a time that you have a smorgasbord of opportunity available to you in life, and we are the co-creators of our environment. I believe we have soul contracts. I believe that when we connect to that higher power, pure source, unconditional love and light, and we tap in, we're going to manifest better because we're going to understand our soul contracts. We're going to be able to have access to those higher ancient well springs of wisdom and love and divinity within us that are going to help guide us in a better direction that's more in alignment with our soul, which to me makes it easier for us to manifest in a more powerful way. Now, we are limitless, so there is a smorgasbord of opportunities. That's why there's so many souls incarnated on the planet, and that's why there's so many people just doing whatever they want all over the planet, and that's why there's so many of us living in different worlds side by side, which I think is one of the coolest things, that we have so much choice available to us right now. Okay, the Black Madonna, Our Lady of Hermits. I transform pain and suffering into a greater capacity to love. So other things you might have heard me say on both my channels is that the massive amounts of the collective are addicted to pain and suffering. And so don't let that be you. Like, literally put your foot down to the universe. You can proclaim things. You can proclaim, like, if you believe in Jesus, like I do, you can say, I proclaim through the name of Jesus that I am no longer addicted to pain and suffering. I refuse to learn in this manner anymore. I want to learn through peace, through love, through pleasure, through unity, through community, and through connections with my brothers and sisters, through grace. You know, you can say those kinds of things. And the Black Madonna comes in, and she comes in with the beautiful black rose frequency, and she will help to clear out your chakras. And so you can actually sit down and sit in a breath, and you can fall asleep with a beautiful black rose with, it's like beautiful diamond white sparkling bright light that makes up a rose. And then there's like, you know, like almost like black starlight in there, and that rose frequency will clear you out. And you might just be a rose priestess in general now that this is coming up, and you might work with different colors of the rose and different frequencies. Okay, Green Tara is also coming forward with Archangel Raphael and showing that emerald green, that white and emerald green golden sparkling light. So you might want to work with that for those of you that are really in deep cycles of healing, right? And some of you are going to be experiencing healing at all levels. There's going to be emotional healings as the chakras clear out, which is going to mess up with the body, which is going to still kind of mess with the mind. But the mind is a labyrinth. If you try to figure everything out through the patriarchal, physical way of doing things, through modern day therapies and things like that, you're going to be stuck in that labyrinth forever. You will never come out. Okay, you bringing divinity speeds everything up. It corrects it properly, and it helps you pull out the guesswork of trying to figure out like what is true and what is pure and what is not, right? And so partnering with divinity is extremely, extremely important. Okay, we have Hestia. So Greek, all of these times might be calling to your past lives too, by the way. Okay, so this is Greece. This is to me Roman Catholic. Even the Dark Ages, this would come to me. Again, this kind of same thing. And then this is the ages even before that. This is the ages of when the Taj Mahal were built and Krishna and like all of that. And so these might be past lives that you served in, that you might have worked with some of these lineages, and these might be calling you back. And when you go, say, study Green Tara, for instance, or you go study some of Pope Joan's work, or you go study the myths and the histories and the stories of the Black Madonna, it's going to call out past life trainings and teachings and things inside of your vessel and your being that are going to help you on your path in your journey right now. And Hestia is the home of sanctuary. So a lot of you starseeds that are going to be tuning into this, you are going to have really not felt at home on earth. It's going to have been really hard for you to be a human here, having this experience, which is why we chose to come here. And one of the really interesting things about the path to enlightenment, because meditation was my first tool into all of it, and then it was yoga and movement, all these tools emerged from that. But I was so at home in the star realms. I was so at home in the other realms. And I never understood that home was inside of me, in my heart, where my divinity resides, where I have that connection with Creator that no one could ever take away from me. And when I found that, and lots of you, that's what's going on right now, you're finding that. And as you find that, you become this little orb of magnetism that's going to now start to attract in your soul tribe and start to attract in your perfect mate. And it's going to help heal the other people around them that don't feel like they have home either. And I feel like a lot of us are just coming home in this last, like this year of the fire horse. We're just coming home, and we're understanding that home is us. And home is our own validation and our own belief in ourselves and our own love. And I think that's a really beautiful place to be. Hestia is really good at blessing the home too. So if you're having any kind of transgressions in the home, or you just want to seal your home through unconditional love, you can work with Hestia, and she will help you. And she even just says, no matter where I am home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me. Oh my goodness, next time I'm going to say no to this many cards because these all just came out, but these are the last ones of it. So Sara Devi, the Divine Mother, unconditional love exists within me. The presence of love is the absence of judgment. So there is a difference between discernment and judgment. Now, we can pray for things, and I believe Creator puts us on the path in front of things so that we can unravel it just with our being or our resistance to it or our non-participation in it. And then also our clarity and communication about that and about our boundaries. That can help unravel something. And I believe there's a lot of that kind of conflict and tension going on, especially with Starseeds, because that's what the world needs right now to help heal. It needs some variation from the norm and from the brainwashing that's going on at massive levels, right? And then for some of you, this is going to also mean that that mother wound is healing, and that you are finding your voice in that, and that you are understanding the difference between like judgment and gossip and then discernment. And that discernment is choosing what's best for yourself, choosing that like I have these boundaries. Boundaries are what I love about myself and the world and how I want it to be treated. And boundaries are supposed to be gates with fences that you let in the good and let out the bad, right? And then also there's some things at play that you're never going to understand that you unravel just by being opposed to it. And being opposed to something doesn't mean you have to be violent or angry or aggressive about it. You can literally just be in peace and being like, no, I'm not going to participate in that, and here's why. And in those words, divinity could be speaking through you and unraveling stuff around you and getting people to think in new ways, and you might be exposing them to an energy just by being connected to divinity that those people might not ever have been exposed to had they not come across your path. And that's Sara Devi's energy. And like, she's the universal mother, she's the womb of life. She is all of us. She is the love in all of us, and she is the connection point between all of us, the great mother, right? It's unconditional love. It's having empathy. Unconditional love doesn't mean not saying no, and it doesn't mean accepting abuse or violence, right? And then we have Kuan Yin, the goddess of compassion. I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion. So Kuan Yin here is talking about alchemizing things. I believe there's an ancient Buddhist meditation where you actually like breathe in suffering and then you release and then you release it back, transmute it. And like when you breathe it in, you let the divinity within your heart and within your chakras and within your being actually transmute it, so that when you breathe it back out, it is love. And even within you, it's transmuted to love, so everything becomes clean and purified and healthy. And you are one of those people walking on the planet doing that, or this is your call and your reminder that you can do that. That the darkness that you are experiencing right now does not need to engulf you. You can literally partner with divinity, bring it in, and alchemize it out of your system. And that may be some of the healing that you're going through. Okay. So this was a pretty big reading. This was a really nice check-in of like where we're at, where we're going, what kind of steps that we could take to help balance out our energies right now. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you enjoyed this reading, I would love it if you would share. And thank you for sending love and light. Sending love and light to you too, Michael. Sorry, I can't see the chat very well because my camera wouldn't flip, so I have to like look at it from underneath. But I love you so much. I hope this reading helped you. You can watch the replay. And if you want to book with me, any one-on-one sessions, I do advanced energetic repair and frequency. I see energy as coding, as streams of light. And I let Creator show me what coding is outdated or not working for you or holding you stagnant. And then we let Creator come in and recode you with unconditional love and different programs that are perfect for you, because Creator's always with you. I use the Oracle in my readings and my healings, but I also do chakra repair. We check if your chakras are going the right way. We check your chakra fractures. We go into past life regression therapy. In a general session, we check on the 3 lives that are affecting you the most, and if we can clear and reprogram those so that they're not trauma looping in your cells. And then we just also check on your whole system to see if there's any physical healing needed, any re-blueprinting, any coding. Yeah, so if you want to work with me, I'd love that. I like to work with people in the sense of allowing them to find their own way into their own gifts and empowering people so that eventually you don't have to work with me anymore. You're going to find your own gifts, your own capacities, your own healing abilities, and you are going to be able to help yourself and help others through that. And that is part of my purpose of why I'm here. It's something that I love, and I'm so blessed that I get to do this work with you. And I thank you for tuning into this reading today. Know that I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you to have the most sacred, beautiful full moon. If you're watching on this full moon, or any time that you find this, that you are blessed with wealth, prosperity, abundance, love, peace, joy, and that you are healed from anything that you may have experienced, any darkness you may have gone through, and that you don't forget that you're never alone, and that if you do have any bitterness or resentment or anger inside of you and you don't want it, surrender it to Creator. Creator's sitting there waiting to help you and to give it up. And we're loved so much, we have free will, so we do need to ask for that. So I'm praying with you right now that your suffering, your pain, all of the things that you went through to be a human on this planet, to anchor the spiritual light that you are, is released from you and pulled from you, and that you are filled with unconditional love, light, and purity, and that you are birthing your beautiful magical purpose in your own unique way on this planet. I love you, and namaste.